Welcome back everyone. I'm Aman Praveen, a second year medical college student in SMMC Chennai. Being on time feels amazing. There's no last minute work of submission. You need not stress about a lot of stuff. You're always having the upper hand from your batchmates, and you need not stay up all night to write your writing works and go to classes all drowsy. But was this all the same throughout my life? Not so. In fact, if we go back just 10 months before, it was a totally different me. I was in my first year of medical college, and first year was a bit of a wreck, I would say. I had a lot of assignments pending, my correction works weren't done in proper time. There was always this writing work pressure on me, which I'm sure many of you might have felt in your academics also. I took many things for granted, but now I made sure I learned from my mistakes and have been excelling a lot. You see, making mistakes is totally fine, but repeating that mistake is definitely a crime. So learn from your mistakes, adapt well, and see how you progress. So the very first habit that I started was to note down in my calendar about what all classes actually happened on that day. In these online classes or the offline classes itself, sometimes you feel like the same day repeats over and over again. You sometimes forget the dates and forget what subjects and what topics are actually taken. So I decided maybe I should make a calendar and note down the subjects which are actually taking place on that day and what all topics they are covering up on those specific periods. And then I would note down if there's any assignments or any test dates which they say in the lectures and note it down in that calendar. This way I have the notification, or I get to see on what dates and when I have an examination or an assignment last date. And this way I can actually foresee or plan out that I have to be completing this 2 days before, I have to prepare this 1 week before. This gives me an bigger edge. The times before I used to write these calendars, the staffs would say that we have a test on this particular day, and with the hectic stuff which happens in medical school, sometimes we forget it. And then in just 2 days before, we realize that, oh no, there's a test going on and we have to be preparing for it. And then in those last 2 days preparation, you can't turn around a lot of stuff. The next thing was I used to procrastinate a lot. And then I thought I have to change this, and there were these amazing tips about how to get past procrastination and all that stuff. But the most favorite for me was the 5-minute rule. The 5-minute rule is like, you set a timer for 5 minutes, and then for that particular 5 minutes you only and only focus on a particular task. You don't distract yourself. You don't check your phone again and again. You don't go and scroll through the internet. You don't watch any anime series or any other series. You just sit down and focus. That's all. And after that 5 minutes, if you feel bored and you don't want to do that stuff, then let it be. Let it be, and you go on and procrastinate. That's all. And if you feel like, okay, 5 minutes is done, let's maybe push it for maybe 2 more minutes or 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes. In that way, I could actually complete a portion of my work. I need not actually complete the whole stuff in that particular 15 or 30 minutes, but at least a huge chunk of it gets eliminated, and I get to have a relaxed session in my house. The next stuff is about socializing actually. We all have our friends in college, and we mostly spend our time with those people. We always chat with them, we hang around with them, we have lunch, we have all these snacks breaks, and just spend most of our time with them. But of course, in every batch there's always certain students who study a lot, who are well focused, and they actually know what's happening in the classes also. So what I do is, if I don't actually focus on a particular lecture, I do is call up my friend who is studious and actually focuses on the lectures. I call him up after the lecture or after the day and ask him about what all stuff happened on that particular day. So he gives me a recap about what all topics they took on that particular day, and if there's any assignment which they told about. It's like you're rechecking yourself, you're rechecking your schedule, and this way you make sure that you didn't miss out any stuff which the staff or the lecturer said. So by this way, I make sure to myself that okay, I have completed these all subjects, I mean these all topics, and I don't have any pending work to do. And if that's so, my friend would actually tell me that you have this work to do, you have to be studying this, or you have to be preparing this assignment, and I just add it to my schedule. The next thing is learning small bits of information every now and then. Being consistent plays a huge role in medical school, I would say. Of course, there are people who study a whole chapter in just 2 days, who stock up all the topics taken in that particular week and study just in those weekends and relax the whole week. And I know myself, and I don't like to compress a lot of stuff, a lot of work onto myself on a particular specific time. Rather, I would spend small bits of time every now and then and complete the portions or the stuff which I have to study. There are millions and millions of information which, as medical students, we have to get inside our head. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot, and it's challenging. But being consistent in our hard work definitely pays off. So what I do is I take up short sessions like 20 minutes or 10 minute sessions and just grossly look through what all stuff is there, what all bold points are given in my textbooks, and go through each and every lecture slide just to see what all diagrams at least there are. You see, diagrams and these flowcharts and all have lots of information packed inside in a very attractive manner. So rather spending those 10 minutes or 20 minutes in just looking and reading the book, I go out and see what is attractive to look at, to understand. I look at those flowcharts, look at those diagrams, and if there's any video which our lecturers suggested, I would go and see them. This way it keeps me energized and keeps me focused for those brief short 10 or 20 minutes. Sometimes, of course, I feel really energetic about my academics, and I do like 50-minute sessions or 1.5 hour sessions continuously and study a huge chunk of portions. And when I finish it off, I'm totally saturated in my mind, and I feel that satisfaction that okay, I have been punctual in my day and I made sure I completed a large portion of my studies. But at some days I feel lazy. I feel lazy to even go out and have dinner. So on those days, I decide to give myself a break. But even on those days, I make sure I complete a tiny bit, maybe a small subtopic or a small topic. I see certain videos about certain topics, and that makes things easier for me rather than just reading the book. This is more of an active recall, I would say, because when that video it tells me stuff about this information, and I just look through the textbook, and if I see that okay, this point is not here and this point is not here, I make sure I mark it out, and I'm always actively learning in it. It's not like I'm just listening to it, but I'm actively observing and understanding what they're trying to say to me, what they're trying to put inside my head, and of course, enjoy the process. During my first year, because of all these heavy pressurized stuff, and I was new to medical college, obviously, first years we are all newbies. We don't exactly know about how to work things out, but later on, you slowly learn stuff. So that actually pressurized me, and I couldn't perform that great in my first year. But of course, I learned a lot, and in my second year, my lecturers feel really good about me. They actually like me a lot, and for this change, definitely my seniors were also a great part of it, who gave me really good advice about how to tackle stuff. And whenever I would feel low, they would be like, okay, chill, even we also went through the same stuff. So I felt that okay, I'm not alone. I have people around me who actually went through the same headache which I had. So those valuable advices always helped me and made me improve myself. And of course, I'm still a work in progress. There's a lot of stuff which I have to be improving at, but I'm not slacking off now. I'm not being lazy around. I'm trying my best to learn new stuff, learn new techniques, try new things out. And that should be the mindset of yours too. And as always, enjoy the process. All of these stuff won't work out if you don't enjoy the process. Feel the happiness when you are punctual in stuff. Feel the happiness when a staff congratulates you that okay, you did it well and you did it genuinely, and that happiness is tiny, but it's really valuable. And as always, thank you for watching, and do click the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And of course, spread this positivity with your friends also. Share the video. And yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, be awesome.